Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lama, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from SacredSoulEmpowerment.com, here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, June 22nd through Sunday, June 28th, 2015. So we're already nearing the end of another month. The time is just flying by. We just came out of a Mercury retrograde not too long ago. The energies during that Mercury retrograde time was very confusing, and hopefully we're starting to see a little bit of balance, a little bit of clarity as we move forward. So to start out this week on Monday 22nd, we actually have a beautiful energy with Jupiter, the planet of expansion and good luck and good fortune, abundance and prosperity. It's in a very positive aspect or relationship with the planet Uranus. And Uranus is a planet that rules kind of the higher mind. It's the God source energies. I call it the divine connection to universe. It's very electrical in its energy. It rules the unexpected. It rules beating to your own drum and doing things in a unique kind of way. And with this Jupiter trine Uranus that happens Monday morning, Eastern Daylight Time, it's going to bring in a huge expansion of energy on a positive nature. Now we're going to start feeling this, or if you listen to this a little bit early, you're going to start feeling this the week before because it comes to a head Monday morning. But Jupiter in Leo, expansion of your creative self-expression, expansion of your confidence, expansion of your light, the light that is within you. And here's Uranus in Aries, who again wants to forge new directions, new experiences, new opportunities, and again, surprises and things that come in an unexpected way. And because this is a positive relationship between these two planets, I feel like we probably have experienced the last few days leading up to this, and even a few days afterwards, while it's still within orb of one another, we may experience some very good energies, some good new opportunities, some good feelings of direction, new expansion of our creative mind or creative aspects. So I really feel like we're starting the week out in a very good way here. On Tuesday the 23rd now, we have Mercury, the planet that rules our logic, our mind, our thoughts, and it's in a challenging aspect to Neptune. Now, Mercury in this challenging aspect to Neptune can be unclear, confusing, thoughts and ideas, things that aren't clear. Communications aren't clear. Our thoughts are not clear. And this has kind of been a theme through the Mercury retrograde that we've had for a little over a month now. So sorry that this energy is here today, but use it in the positive way. Use it as a form of meditation and visualization and tapping into your intuitive guidance, listening to your angels and guides. Now, it is in a challenging aspect, so be aware that you want to decipher or discern, I guess is a better word, discern between higher information and knowledge that's coming in from your higher soul self and angels and guides versus perhaps like self-talk of the ego mind, and making sure that you can discern the messages, that the messages are clear. Is this a message from universe, from God, from my higher eternal self, or is this a message that maybe is from the ego mind that's instilling some sort of fear or anxiety or wanting to rush me into something, or be a little bit unbalanced with it. So that's the way you can discern how, where the message is coming from. Then as we move into Wednesday the 24th, Mars, the planet of action and forward movement, is moving out of Gemini into the sign of Cancer. Now, while it was in Gemini, it was a lot of, movement, but movement in scattered directions. There was a lot of things going on and too many things going on at the same time and not being able to be grounded or focused. And as it moves into Cancer, it's now going into a water sign. Now, it's not really as comfortable here either because Mars is a fire planet, planet of fire, action, take charge, let's move forward, and it's going into water, Cancer. So, energies might slow down a little bit. You might see that more energies are put towards our emotions and our feelings and our intuitiveness, and also our home and family, because Cancer rules home and family. So I feel like there can be nice steady movement if you kind of go with the flow. It's kind of a balancing of that fire and water. The water wants to go with the flow and listen to the intuition, and the fire of the planet Mars wants to take action and move forward now. So you really have to balance those two energies while Mars is moving through Cancer. On Thursday the 25th, the moon is in the sign of Libra. Now, this is the sign of relationships, partnerships. It's the sign of balance and harmony, compromise. And it's going to be in a challenging aspect to Pluto and then to Uranus. Now, Pluto and Uranus, they're still within orb of squaring each other, but they are very much pulling away from one another now. At least for the time being. They're going to come back a little bit closer together in a few months from now. They won't come back into exactness because we had all of those exact Pluto-Uranus squares over the last couple of years, but the moon here in Libra first challenges Pluto with a square, and then challenges Uranus with an opposition. So we're going to find that perhaps relationships, because again, Libra, the moon is in Libra, it rules relationships and partnerships. They're undergoing transformation. So this is not necessarily a negative thing, but just be aware that our relationships, our partnerships, business, family, and romantic are still undergoing a lot of transformation and redirection, especially with this particular transit. Then as we move all the way to Sunday the 28th, the moon's now moved into Scorpio. This is a very deep, subconscious, unconscious kind of place for the moon. Very empathic, very feeling oriented, just a very, very kind of deep place, that sign of Scorpio. And the moon in Scorpio is going to make a challenging aspect to Venus, planet of love, relationship, as well as finance and money. And then it makes a challenging aspect to Jupiter, which can expand the energy, expand things out of proportion in this case, because we're dealing with a challenging set of aspects here. And then it finishes off in the day Sunday by coming up to meet Saturn, which is just retrograded back into Scorpio, where it's going to be until just after mid-September. Now remember, Saturn going back into Scorpio for a time is giving us this one last chance to filter out all things that are not of our truth. It's to release any remaining kind of karmic energies of disempowerment with people, circumstances, and situations in our life. So this whole combination with the moon and Scorpio on Sunday, I feel it's a little heavy. I feel like we're ending out the week here with a little bit of heaviness, but know that this, again, everything serves a purpose, and the moon and Scorpio connecting with these planets, and especially Saturn there towards the end of Sunday, is helping us to get to the root of what is holding us back from moving forward, what's holding us back from empowering ourselves, what's holding us back from stepping fully into our truth and our authenticity. And this in and of itself, although sometimes might be uncomfortable, it is a very good thing. There's a positive reason behind some of this energy purging that's going on that day. So for this week's weekly reading, we're going to be using Doreen Virtue's Angel Tarot cards, and for the special message card today, we're going to be using Doreen Virtue's Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. And we have our stones of choice, as we always do, for this weekly reading. The first stone of choice is Labradorite. Labradorite is an interesting stone. It's an otherworldly kind of stone. It's a gray stone with blue and green kind of flecks of light, depending on which way you kind of turn and hold it. I'm not sure if the video shows that or not. But it's a stone of the higher mind. It's a stone of intuition and guidance. It's a stone of grounding, especially grounding, I feel, the mental energies. And again, it helps you to get in touch with your otherworldly guides that are of maybe other planetary origin. Your second stone of choice is a Herkimer diamond. And the Herkimer diamond comes from the state of New York. And it is a magnifier of energy, sort of like clear quartz crystal, and it almost looks like a clear quartz. And again, it magnifies the energy. So whatever your intentions are, or whatever other stone you might put it with, it's going to magnify and intensify that sort of energies. It's also going to help to open the crown chakra and allow for higher guidance, channeling of information to come through that might be in your highest and best interest. Your last stone of choice is ametrine. And ametrine is a combination of citrine and amethyst. So you have the amethyst, which opens the crown chakra to, again, higher knowledge and wisdom. You have the ametrine, which vibrates to the solar plexus chakra, your sense of willpower, your sense of confidence, and, stepping into that higher sense of your will. So again, your stones of choice for this week are the labradorite, the Herkimer diamond, and the ametrine. So let's give the cards here a little bit of a shuffle. Close your eyes with me and kind of center your energies, and we're going to call in all of our angels, guides, master guides, healers, and teachers of the highest vibration of light to bring forth whatever messages, wisdom, and knowledge is in everyone's highest and best interest for this week. Calling in all of the archangels, the ascended masters, for this week of June 22nd through June 28th, 2015. Okay, just looking for whatever cards seem to stand out. That one will be pulled, this one's sticking out. Okay, we'll put those aside. And we will take a look at the first card for the week. This is a good card. We start out the week with the King of Earth, generous, professional, responsible, and practical. It says a successful time, confidently accept opportunities you're offered, and the Midas touch, which to me means a magical touch. You have magical abilities here with whatever it is you put your focus or your mind to, whatever you put into action. And this to me really emulates that Jupiter trine Uranus that we start out the week with. Because again, this to me speaks of expansion and success with your career, with your destiny path, abundance, prosperity on all levels. The earth is an element that brings in the practical. So this is something that's grounding and manifesting. And the king, of course, is kind of the top of all the court cards. We have the page, we have the knight, we have the queen, and then we have the king. So the king is kind of that strongest energy of leadership. So here we have this great leader who's here to manifest and bring things into fruition. And, we do see this king actually with angel or fairy wings. There's a rainbow in the background. There's butterflies. There's flowers. Everything's green and lush. So again, it's like reaping the harvest, coming into bringing forth the rewards of abundance and prosperity and hope and all good things that bring happiness and joy into one's life. I feel like, again, just from a more grounded and practical matter, you're focusing on career, job, life path, money, finances. And this bodes very well for, again, whatever you're putting your energy towards is going to bring about some very positive results, especially in the beginning of the week. Let's look at the second card. Another earth card, so this is good. The Queen of Earth, this is interesting. Thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible. And it says, make time for those around you, take a sensible approach, deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. So here we have the king and queen together, and right away I feel like we're balancing the divine feminine and the divine masculine, again, the first part of the week. And with the queen here, again, I feel like, again, this is a very positive indication, even though it talks of possible challenges that may come up. And remember, we have that Mercury squaring Neptune, so where communications might be unclear or our own thoughts maybe are scattered or not very grounded. Towards Thursday, we have, the moon kind of setting off that Pluto and Uranus square. So there might be some challenges that come up, but we're going to be grounded. We're going to be okay. It's not going to be like the month past during Mercury retrograde where everything was scattered and everything was ungrounded and people didn't know, what was happening, and it was a kind of a chaotic time, and we weren't very clear and we weren't very focused, but I feel like now we really know where we want to go, and now the energies are really starting to kind of unfold in a very practical, logical, and sensible way. So even if challenges do come up, they're saying you're going to be able to deal with them in a very good way. I don't feel like they're going to knock you off your center like they might have, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. Um, Let me see. Let's tune into this card and see if there's anything else that comes forth. I really feel again that we have a mix of practicality and forward movement in a grounded way, but with creativity. And that creativity again is coming from the Jupiter trining Uranus as we move forward in this week. So utilize the creative energies of Jupiter in Leo, that expansion of the creative potential within you as you move forward to clarify things and take action with practical matters of career and money this week. Let's look at the last card. Okay, the last card is the Four of Water. And the Four of Water says missing an opportunity, discontentment or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. Now, remember, at the end of the week, and normally when I read the cards, I don't necessarily always read them, that the first card is the beginning of the week, the second card the middle of the week, and the last card the ending of the week. Oftentimes I will read all three cards as an energy together for the whole week. But in this case, I really feel like we do have a progression of the energies because as I talked about the astrology, I feel like we started out, really positively on Monday with an aspect of the planets, and then as we move towards Sunday, we have that moon in Scorpio, which is about our feelings and our emotions, just as this card is a water card about our feelings and emotions, and that moon on Sunday is again making challenging relationships with Venus and then Jupiter and then Saturn. So here this is kind of a closing down of the emotional nature, or I don't know if I want to say wearing blinders, but it's not allowing the full potential of your emotional nature to open up to all the possibilities. So I feel like there's something that may on a feeling level, on an emotional level, get you down a little bit. There may be something that happens, or you just may be going through a mood, and you're shutting down a little bit. And here the angels and your guides are saying, don't shut yourself down. Open that heart chakra. I feel like during the last part of the week, you're really going to want to meditate, focus on opening the heart chakra, open yourself to unconditional love, open up that crown chakra to receive the unconditional love and light of universe. Allow that to pour through your whole entire body, kind of awakening you and opening you to all the potentials there are. So if there is something that comes in, some sort of circumstance or situation that comes in that leads you to be a little bit emotionally off balance, recenter yourself. Don't allow yourself to only wear blinders and see only that source of if you want to call it negative emotion, or that only feel that source of negativity, because there's always a reason, as I said before, always a reason for all the circumstances and happenings. And in this case, the angels and guides are saying it's to open us up to other potentials. Okay, don't close yourself off to other opportunities and potentials that may be something even better than what you originally thought was going to be in your highest and best interest. So that's how the week ends. Let's take a look at what the special message card is depending on your stone of choice. So we're going to take the goddess cards. And again, we're going to call in that goddess energy of the highest vibration of light, angels and guides of the highest vibration of light. This one on the bottom almost fell, so this is going to be for the Labradorite people. Labradorite, your special message is from Mother Mary. It says, expect a miracle. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. So, again, a really good sign that even towards the end of the week, if there is something that comes up that, happens that you feel like, okay, that's not what my plan was, that's not what I thought, it wasn't the direction that I was planning on going in, and it seems like maybe something isn't going to happen that you want to happen. So Mother Mary here is saying, no, just center yourself, recenter yourself in unconditional love. That's what Mother Mary would be about, is unconditional love, and expect a miracle. Expect that there is a different perhaps direction or a different opportunity or a different situation that's going to come in that's going to be even better than what you originally wanted, thought, or desired. So the trick here is, again, to have faith and trust, and expect and intend the best for yourself. So project that out to the universe without having, what do I want to say, stipulations. Don't have stipulations or guidelines on what the miracle is going to be. That's kind of what the Four of Water says, is don't box yourself into a particular outcome or scenario. Come out of that box, which is the number 4, and open yourself up to any potential, as long as it's in your highest and best interest. Allow universe to bring you that miracle. Let's look at what the special message is for those of you that chose the Herkimer Diamond. So asking to be shown, and this one right here. Sulis with bodies of water. This says spend time near water such as a lake, river, or the ocean to recharge your batteries. Now that's interesting, because right away they're reminding me Herkimer Diamond is a magnifier of energy. Water is also a magnifier of energies. It can help to magnify our intentions. So I feel like this message of being around water can have a dual purpose. First of all, when you're around water, it can help to calm and balance the emotional nature. It can help to recharge your energy field, but it can also magnify your intentions. So being around water now, if you can't get outside in nature somewhere to be around a body of water, then take yourself a nice relaxing bath, because maybe put some sea salt, Epsom salt, or a drop or two of essential oil in your bath. But the water is going to help to magnify your intentions. So visualize and think about, again, where it is you want to go next, what next step you want to take, what is your intention for your long-term plans regarding your destiny path. And this message for this week is going to help you to kind of get there with all that earth energy, with the king and queen of earth. I feel like combining that with water, if you take water and earth together, it helps things to grow. So I feel like that's going to be your magic energy to allow things to grow and expand in a positive way in your life. Okay, and then for those of you that chose the ametrine, this one here is ametrine, and this is Anne with Leap of Faith. It says, take a risk and put your heart's true desire into action. Okay? So you're supposed to just kind of take a risk. I feel like, again, this is Jupiter trine Uranus at the beginning of the week. This is kind of take a risk, do the unexpected, be adventurous. Expand yourself, know that you can do it, the sky's the limit. All of those phrases kind of come to mind. And a lot of times we hold ourselves back out of fear and anxiety, out of thinking that we're not good enough, we're not smart enough, we don't have enough information, we don't have enough money or finances to be able to pull something off. And this is saying that, those are belief systems. And if you change those belief systems to something more positive, you can do this. You can have the resources. You do have the resources. You do have the confidence. You do have what it takes. You are smart enough, worthy enough, deserving enough. And sometimes it's just putting yourself out there. And I know taking a risk sometimes is scary, but again, this is where faith and trust comes in. Communicating with your angels and guides, tapping into your universal and higher soul self, and kind of expanding, I feel like expanding your sense of confidence and knowingness that you can and do deserve anything that your heart desires as far as your destiny path and what you want to accomplish. Okay? So take that leap of faith this week. I want to take a moment and thank everyone for all of your lovely comments, your support, signing up for readings, commenting and liking my Facebook posts, subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'm grateful and thankful for all of you that I've been able to connect with, to assist with readings and healing sessions. It's just such a pleasure for me to do what I love and to have the support from all of you so that I can continue to do what I love so much. I hope you've liked this weekly reading, and until next time, I send you much love and light and many, many angel blessings.